All right, we have a very special guest joining me on the stage. Are we ready? Now, I know it's Sunday, but this is not a day of rest. This is a day of energy and fun. I'm going to ask you one more time, Aberdeen. Are we ready? All right, if you're new to this setup, here's how we do it. We want to make sure that you're engaging with our celebrity guests. So we have microphones on the left and on the right. Please don't be shy. Ask a question and come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steven Ogg. Keep it going for Steven, Aberdeen. Freezing. Yes. Keep that applause going for Steven Ogg. Yes.
Thank you.
And if you're just joining us,
remain seated. Everyone, please, please. Don't get up. I appreciate it, but don't get up. Honestly, it's cool.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the stage. We've got microphones on the left and on the right if you'd like to ask a question. But I'll start things off. How are you enjoying Comic-Con Aberdeen?
It's great. It's lovely. I mean, all of these things. I was just talking to a wee lad. Where is he? Is he here? He's just getting ready to head out to his football match. But these things, these cons I used to have, I was explaining to him, not maybe a bad attitude, but I didn't quite understand them any more than I understood why people go to sports events. But then you realized as I was telling this, Tyler, I believe his name was, I don't know if Tyler's here, that it's pretty amazing. Excuse my language if there's small kids. I tend to have a terrible mouth. But I was telling them it's amazing to have the opportunity to make people happy, to smile. Like this whole family was just, and Tyler was, and it's just like, because of me, meeting me. And so it's pretty cool. So, and then to travel and to visit different places is just an added bonus. Because these things, you could be anywhere in a sense when you're inside the convention. You know what I mean? So you don't really get a sense, aside from the people are obviously different, but did I answer? Sort of?
You did.
I tend to just go circumnavigate questions and blab on until someone rolls their eyes or says, next question, please.
That was excellent. Well, in your travels, where has your career taken you? Any favorite places that you've been to?
It's been, to stick on the con theme, it's pretty crazy to go to, when we used to do the Walking Dead cons, those were some crazy years, like especially us group. We had some fun. And yeah, Australia, during a couple of years, like Australia, we went to, Austin and I had an incredible time. Austin, who played Dwight, who's I think he's on Fear of the Walking Dead now. Japan, Tokyo, went to Saudi Arabia, which was China. Brazil. Brazil was incredible. Santiago, Chile. Yeah, everywhere. Europe, I just always love any chance I can come back to Europe because my mom's from Britain and I sort of have more of the European and Canadian, so I have more of the European mentality than the American mentality. So Europe is always great, all around Europe. But those ones were crazy, like China and Japan I love, and Saudi Arabia. I'm sure I'm forgetting places. Australia, I caught chlamydia in Australia.
Oh, tell us about that.
I got an STD in Brazil.
What?
No, I didn't. But I did in Australia feed a koala bear with because I had this thing going in Tokyo. I fed a deer in the deer park outside of Tokyo. I think it's near Kyoto, maybe. I fed a deer with a biscuit in my mouth, and they come right up, and I got, of course, the picture, right? Picture. And then in Australia, I decided they brought the zoo to us, like they brought koala bears, and I think they brought, what's the baby kangaroos? There's like Joey's. But is there a different? It's not a kangaroo.
Wallaby.
Thank you, wallaby. So they brought it to us. And so the koala bear, I thought, oh, this is great. I've got the deer in Tokyo. Now I'll get the koala bear eating the eucalyptus leaf. So I put it in my mouth, and they're quite cute, and the thing kind of took it. And then they came over after the fact to say, you can't, like, koala bears carry clamato juice? What's it called? Whatever. So
One's
those,
good, one's bad.
those horny little fucking koala bears carry STDs, little fuckers.
Oh my God.
And now I didn't get it, of course. I was fine. But yeah. And I just mentioned that story because I was also thinking, I was just finishing shooting a film in Northern California where we went to a animal sanctuary. We had a beaver. And so I asked, can I get the beaver to take something out of my mouth? And they said, fuck no.
Maybe stop doing that. I have never heard a story about koala bears and chlamydia. That is by far the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
They carry
on
that.
any
Did
panel.
anyone know that about koalas? This front row knows Are you guys from Australia? You know about wallabies and you're just really smart. Beer, I know about drinking beer. Don't get me started.
We learned something today, something we never thought we would learn right here at Comic-Con Aberdeen. That deserves a round of applause. Steven is educating us.
Please. Remain seated.
If you're just joining us, we have a microphone on the left and on the right. Please come ask a question. We'd love to have you. But we have to talk about, I have a little bone to pick with you now. We have to talk about...
Who doesn't?
Right? We have to talk about GTA. We have to talk about Grand Theft Auto. I told the front row, they're huge fans, and I said, my husband, I walk in, and the things I see on this game, Trevor is to blame. Yeah. We might as well say it now. We're not very PG over here. Who is? You know, he's shooting hookers. It's a naughty game. It's a very naughty game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an adult game, and yet a lot of kids play it. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but a fun character, and yeah, I still haven't played the thing. I've seen it, and I'm aware of it. No, I thought it was cool to be a cartoon character. That's why I did it. I didn't. Thank you, but I didn't know about video games But yeah, It's always interesting when people like love that character because I'm like, he's not the nicest guy. Yeah. Like he's pretty nasty. Yeah. But yeah, it's
he's
fun.
Eccentric, I would say. Yeah.
Colorful.
That's shocking that you've never played yourself. You've never played the game.
The only time, I mean, I've tried in bits and pieces. It's not like I've never attempted it. But the biggest thing which shows my lack of skills with it was in one of these cons somewhere. I think it was Salt Lake City. And they had made a virtual reality for GTA for me to try. And they were, doing the thing. So I put it on, and I'd never done VR before. So it's very disconcerting to do it. Not a fan of it. But anyway, so I started the game, and I said, what do you do? And they said, what do you mean? I was like, well, what am I doing? And they're like, in the game? I'm like, yeah. You don't know how to play? I'm like, no. What do I do? And they're like, you can do anything. Go punch someone. Yep. And I was like, that's stupid. No. And they're like, okay. Well, you could grab a gun, shoot something. Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's fucking stupid. I'm not doing that. Okay. Well, you can steal a car. And I'm like, what? You can steal a car? Not realizing Grand Theft Auto is essentially about cars. No idea. And then that was the extent of and then I took the VR thing off because I just couldn't quite grasp what I was supposed to do, or I didn't want to do anything that it required. And then I proceeded to do one of these, a Q&A, after doing the VR just for 15 minutes. I felt nauseous for the next hour, because it makes you all... So yeah, I'm not an expert on GTA. Yeah.
They even have a virtual strip club on GTA. You didn't visit?
No.
No, maybe next time.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of a virtual strip is.
It's
if you want to
weird.
see the titties, probably better in real life.
Yeah, always better in real life for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have a question, sir?
I want to go see virtual titties.
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe in Germany, maybe? No, they don't have any.
Hi, Steven. You strike me as a bit of a prankster. have you got any stories from being on set in any of your?
No. I mean, definitely like to have fun, but I'm not much of a prankster, per se. Like, pranksters were the biggest pranksters that I knew or know were actually from The Walking Dead. Norman. Well, and Jeffrey got into it a lot too, but Norman and Andrew, they used to have competitions. And the pranks were pretty crazy. Like, I think Andrew put confetti in the system, the air system of Norman's car. So when he got in at the end of the rap day and turned it on, whole confetti exploded. Or it was glitter or something. It took fucking forever to get out. And then I think to retaliate on that, I believe Norman put chickens filled Andrew's trailer with live chickens when he was, because Andrew never used his trailer, he was always on set. But those were the biggest pranks. I'm not like, I'm not really like, I don't do pranks. I like to have fun, but not really pranks. I can't think of anything in particular.
Fair enough.
Probably just being a jackass.
We've got a question right over here to the left.
Hiya. When you were creating GTA as Trevor, what was your favorite line to record or just hear you say?
I don't know. It's when people always ask about signing, favorite quotes. I never remember because it was so long ago. So I always rely on you and others to tell me because I don't remember. I was just mentioning to someone now, and I do start to remember things, especially doing these. You start to talk to people and people remind you of things. I know the first day of shooting of the video game, because I literally only remember this because I just told the story, is stomping on the head of the GTA IV character, whoever I killed, and saying, "How old are you?"
I'm 13. 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the word. So, stomping on the head and saying,
Yeah.
that was a fun line.
Thank you.
I told you this was going to be a fun panel. I did promise that. We've got a question from a gentleman on your right.
Hi, Steven. How are you doing?
Good.
You're clearly quite a well-to-do and good person. How do you get into the mindset of playing such despicable human beings like Trevor and Simon?
Mostly it's unexpected ways. Honestly, I mean, characters are always, if there's good writing or if the character's written, that's, I'm sort of theater based, so it's if the words are good, a lot of it's done for you. But I remember like the GTA, like Trevor, sticking with that, despicable person. I used to actually, and Ned and Sean, who played the other characters, whoever the other characters were, I used to actually listen to, at the time, City and Color. Dallas Green is one of my favorite musicians. It's sad, essentially, music, like make you cry music. People would often call it, that boo-hoo, my life sucks music. I tend to listen to a lot of that music, but that especially gets me into those places because what it does is it strips down everything. So I always say if you're emotionally raw, you can do anything. So that's generally how I prepare for stuff, is I just try to be as open as possible, because if you're open, you can kind of do anything. So it was never like intense, heavy metal and devil worshipping and slaughtering animals. And no, it's just like be emotionally available, and then it allows you to go anywhere.
Thank you.
Good question. We've got a question over here on the left.
Hi, Stephen. I was just wondering, who's your favourite character to play between Simon and Pike?
Favorite to play?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I enjoyed Pike because he got to do a little more. You know, like this past season, he actually had a relationship with a woman, and that for me was exciting because I usually don't get to play that so much. So that was nice to have sort of that normalcy of someone who's just, you know, falling in love and wants to have that. So between the two, that was fun for me, for that aspect.
Good question. Again, guys, you can ask your own questions. The mic's on the left and the right. We'll go to these lovelies over here on your right.
The little one wants to ask a question.
Look at those
Thank you,
ears.
sir.
What's your favorite thing about Comic-Con?
Say it again.
What's your favorite thing about Comic-Con?
My favorite thing about Comic-Con? Little girls with colorful ears.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Was that the best answer? No? Yes?
Oh,
No? Meeting lovely people like you. That makes maybe more sense. How about that?
lovely. Give them a round of applause. We love our
Give
junior.
that kid a round of applause. That's for you, kid. There's treats in the back.
We've got a question over here on our left.
Hi, I'm Steven. We've just recently had an update or a DLC for GTA with Franklin. Are we getting any more Trevor?
No idea. All of that stuff, like actors in general are the last to know anything. So if you know, I would not know. It's even like the GTA 6 stuff.
If they came back and asked, would you say yes?
I mean, Trevor's fun, and it would be fun to. I mean, I haven't done any motion capture since that video game, so that would be fun to revisit Trevor. But yeah, I don't think Rockstar. I don't think they ever bring. Like I said, I think GTA 5. I killed a character from 4, but I believe they don't bring characters back, right? Like it's generally.
I was thinking for like the online, as says they've just done the Franklin's DLC. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. I know there was a time we discussed way back when there was something we were doing with Trevor that was we actually started to film a bit, and I don't know whatever happened to that, and it just kind of went away. But it would have been fun to do that. So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm open to it. I'm not, you know.
Fingers crossed then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. I just love that you described him as. I love that you described him as colorful. Old Trevor. He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw. Look at the mushroom over here.
Hey, Mushroom.
That's cool.
We've got a question right here on the right.
I know in GTA the radio stations are a pretty big part of the game. If you got the chance to have your own radio station in GTA 5, what sort of like songs and artists would you have put on that radio station?
It would be, you know, City and Color, The National, you know, Bon Iver. Been listening to a lot of, I like David Sylvian and the Japan. Who was I was listening to? I don't want to say Sakamoto, the Japanese composer. He composed "Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence" and a bunch of stuff. I like eclectic music. A lot of Boards of Canada, Aphex Twin. Listening to Bauhaus again a lot lately. Yeah, a lot of, I don't know, what used to be considered alternative music, I guess.
Yeah.
But I like a good mix.
So what would you have given the radio station? What would the name of it be then?
Oh, I don't know. Getting by.
I'd drive to that. Sure.
Getting by. Sounds good.
Yep.
You drive to that. Thank you very much. Question on the left.
Hi, Stephen. I'm a huge fan of yours. I was just wondering, I love motion capture, and I was just wondering how your process in GTA 5 when you were acting out Trevor and stuff, and the big motion capture room was like with the guys that played Franklin and Michael.
It was, I mean, some people are more excited than others to get in that outfit because it is a skin-tight outfit. So some people are a little more self-conscious of others when you wear tight outfits. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It's an interesting, it's the motion capture is a technical. It's generally, again, the only difference with theater, film, TV, motion capture is the technical aspects to it. And that was a fun challenge because you also have, and I'm sure nowadays it's changed, but, with the helmet and you've got a camera and a light in your face and these bars, and then you've got the balls in various spots throughout your outfit, which captures the movement of the body. So learning how to interact with people when you have that getup was a fun challenge, because even like going head to head with someone, the first week even, you're always clanging into each other's bars. So you have to learn to, you talk like this. You have to go to the side of the head, or when you go to grab someone, you can't cover one of the motion things. So the technical aspect is fun for that. And then also it was sort of the closest to theater, because you have, you'd have this world on the screen, you could see it, but on the stage that we shot, it would just be made out of tape, right? Or anything. So you really had to, like the trailer, Trevor's trailer. Excuse me. I'm gonna rip one. Not just gassy. A lot of water. Like the trailer, for instance, if you're doing that as a film, and you're wearing underwear and you're, shaved your head and wearing dirty, nasty shit, it's easier to kind of get into it, and you're in a trailer with, nasty, and it's hot. Let's say you're shooting in the Alamo Sea. You get into that. Like, it's an easy thing to kind of just walk different, talk. But when you're on a motion capture set with wearing tights with balls and nothing but an open space with tape, you really have to imagine. So it's the closest to theater for like having that. You really got to commit. I mean, for people to do that acting, you've got to make a choice and stick with it. Like, is it 120? Is it hot? Or, 35 Celsius out? All of that. So I loved it for that challenge of having to really commit to the character. It was a fun thing.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question on the right.
So you probably get this question all the time, but if you could play any other character in a GTA, what would you play? Or who would you play, rather?
I just don't know, because I haven't played the game, so I don't know. That other one, the one who reads the books. Is there someone on GTA who just sits and reads a lot? Who's that guy?
Maybe. I don't.
Lester. Wasn't Lester a reader?
Sure.
Oh, he's creepy? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know enough of the dog. Wasn't there a dog? Chop.
Yeah.
I'd be the dog. That's who I'd like to be.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
you. Got a question on the left.
So I remember there was a meme where you swore at someone. Would you be able to do it to me?
Yeah, that was the first. No, that was the first. That was literally the first Comic-Con I think we did for GTA. So that was how many years ago now? When did that thing come out? 10 years ago?
Something like that.
So yeah, I did it the one time, and then it's like, I think it made it special because it was the one time.
Yeah.
I feel like you do it again, then you're just rehashing. One and done. That was it for my life.
Fair enough.
Only time I'll ever tell anyone to f off, it was that. It's the only time I've ever said f off to someone.
Okay.
Did it feel good?
No, I felt terrible for years. Still recovering. Yeah. But
Thank you.
Thanks.
We've got another question to the left.
It's almost worse to be told I'm not doing it. Doesn't that make you feel worse? No, he doesn't. He does. Look, he's like, what an So it's almost better than saying off, because that might be, you expect that, but now he actually feels like he's literally leaving the building right now. He's literally he doesn't even want to hear the rest of this. Yeah, he's not even listening. He's like literally gone into the crowd. See, he's off.
How dare you not insult him in front of all these nice people?
But I think that's even better, because now he's like emotionally up. Like I with his head. Yeah, I mean, scream and go yourself is boring, but emotionally scarring someone, that's gonna last with that guy for a lifetime. You're welcome, wherever he is.
I mean, I'd be proud of that if I was you, but anyway.
Right? Mess with someone's head.
Mine's a Walking Dead question. I want to know, what point were you told who Negan would end up killing for that season finale, and how hard was it to keep a secret?
I don't have troubles keeping secrets because I don't remember anything. So week to week, what am I? But that was, God, I think that took a couple weeks. And that was tough because they had all, that was season 6, was it? 5? So they'd all been kind of together for a long time. And they found out pretty abruptly. It was very short notice. And then filming that, I think they kept filming more multiple deaths, because at that time it was still like where we shoot in Sonoya, Georgia. People, like, we had fences and gates and security, and people had to drive into, when we drove into set or toward it, we'd have to like wear things over us so no one could see who's coming and going, because everyone was guessing who's going to get killed. And they filmed multiple different deaths in case someone leaked something no one knew. So it was quite a process. And it was, I think everyone was, told quite with short notice. Like, oh, really? Oh, okay. And then prepare. And it was tough to see, all of them. And it was gross. It was long nights, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There's a question over here on the right.
Sure. Hey, Steven. So I'm going to assume you've got time machine, maybe blackmail on someone here. If you get the option to play any character in the history of movies, theater, anything at all, who would you pick?
Good question.
Well, and he's actually going to he's redoing it in London. I think in April they start previews, but probably Johnny Rooster Byron from Jez Butterworth's Jerusalem. Probably one of the most epic characters of the 20th century, or really, I mean, it's all Shakespearean influenced, and so I would say that.
Thank you.
Which
Thank
Mark
you.
Rylance played, and he's playing again.
We have time for one final question, and I'm going to go here to my left.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
No pressure.
This is it.
No pressure at all then. Is there any actor you've played with that you have kind of fanboyed over meeting them and got really excited and nervous about being on stage with them or on set?
No, it's it's interesting with different people, because no, I don't really. I did a film recently, I don't know when, January or whatever. It comes out hopefully later this year with Will Smith. So it's always interesting when you work with someone that you sort of know or has a certain status, or I don't understand celebrity word, but Will Smith. It's like, yeah, it's Will Smith. But what's interesting, and I recently worked with Christina Ricci, who's another one. Like when you work with people that have certain stature, I don't get nervous. I get more excited of okay, what made you who you are? Let's fucking play, And what you quickly realize is, you're really either good, and this is not saying that you're bad, but you're a good actor or a bad actor, and that's the kind of cool thing to see, is that everyone's pretty much on the same page. So, I certainly wasn't nervous. I was more excited, whenever, and I've never I get more nervous about like remembering my lines, and I don't really get so intimidated by people. It's just more nervous about, oh, can I do this? As opposed to someone making me nervous. I get more nervous with, like extras and people that are weird. That make sense?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been such a fun panel, and I got to be honest, that koala story is going to stick with me forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew this would be a fun one. Please give a round of applause to Steven Ogg.
Thank you all very much. And I always do like to say, because kind of as we circle around and close up with the favorite thing about the cons, and I never really answered, I ended up talking about koala bears and STDs. But it's always a point of like, all of us, be it guests, only are here because of you. And it's funny that we always get the thanks and, oh, thanks for coming and thanks. It's like, no, you guys pay to get in. You pay to wait in line. Here's nice because it's not, long lines or anything like that. But it's always appreciated because it's, everything's pay for this, pay for that, it's, And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So it's always, I think, important to acknowledge and recognize you all, because these things wouldn't happen without you all, and none of us would be here without you all. So it's always appreciated and grateful to have these opportunities. That's how I should have started, but it's important to mention.
You
So
closed
thank
it
you
up
all.
so nicely. Round of applause for yourselves and for Steven Ogg. Thank you so much. Keep it going for Steven Ogg. Thank you. That was so much fun. You're a doll. That was so much fun, you guys, and great questions from our audience today here in Aberdeen. We've got more celebrity panels coming up soon. Sit tight.